My life is on lockdown now. You see this here? This locked down. Because you may notice that I probably haven't been posting as much personal information about myself, just at least not going into much detail about certain situations within my life. Because way back in the day when I first started posting things publicly online, when I started on YouTube in 2013, I posted a lot of things publicly. And it really helped me. It was a very good outlet, and at the time, my therapist watched the videos, and that was my way of telling her, "Hey, these are the problems that I'm facing here. This is what I need help with. This is what I'm going to see you for, but I can't tell you because whenever I go to you, it's like, oh, there's nothing wrong whatsoever." So prior to that, I was an extremely private person. No one knew anything about what was going on in my life. I didn't talk about these sort of things. I didn't open up about this, not even to my own family. Everything was just a big secret. It really was. And then started making videos online, started posting a lot of personal information, and it helped a lot of people. I saw how many people it ended up helping over the years. But I would say in probably 2025, is when I pretty much shared the end of my own personal journey. Now, of course, I still post public things. I talk about things in not as much specific detail, but more of like a general idea and general detail. And deep down, I guess it's just there needs to be some sort of mystery, I guess, an unknown about my own personal life. It's like if I just make everything public all the time, there's not going to be any sort of mystery there. So it's up to you to decipher whatever it is that I'm saying to figure out what the pieces are. It's like, am I going to, post things publicly about myself and about, my own relationships and, you know, all that sort of stuff publicly? Not really. Not really, to be completely honest with you. It's like I'm not going to share my own, you know, personal matters to a great extent. Maybe talking about it a little bit is okay. But for the most part, I don't I don't make it the top priority to let everyone know, "Oh, hey, I got this going on in my life. I got that going on in my life. I got all these other amazing things or all these other bad things." Now, of course, I do talk about some of these things a little bit here and there. I do like the live streams. Every depends on your time zone, but here in Eastern time, do it every Saturday evening for the most part. Not quite every Saturday evening, but I share some more personal information there. Maybe talk a little bit about certain things here and there, as opposed to just videos. But some videos talk a little bit about some things, kind of grazing the surface, or I'll talk about it in a more non-specific way. I'm not going to mention certain people or situations like that exactly. And then I guess I just realized over time it's like I guess it really doesn't matter what I post for the most part, because it's like I realize it's like, well, how many people are really interested in hearing about my personal life when they're dealing with their own personal life, with their own personal situations and problems that they're dealing with. So to me, it's more helpful to post content, post information that's going to help those people deal with their own life. Now, of course, when I mention and talk about my own personal situations, it does help other people because they can relate to it. And I'm really grateful for all the people that I have been able to help over the years. And I continue, so there's just such a wide variety of people. But regardless, it's just very, very interesting of how I have changed over time. And really, it was ultimately because it's like, well, I guess I really don't need to share as much personal detail about every little thing going on in my life. Like for a while there, I was posting a video like every single day. It was like every single day posting something about my own personal life or something. It's like, no, I don't need that. I really don't. So anyway, that is all for today. I want to hear what your opinion is on this, what your view is on this. If you think it's good that I stop talking as much about myself, you want to see more personal videos or how I go about that, I'm really curious to know what your thoughts are. So you all take care, have a great one, and I'll catch you later. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.